Welcome everyone to Ninjacorn podcast. I think this is episode 13. So thank you for being here still. And welcome Jin, our
Hi, everybody.
our newest little member today. And Jin, a little bit background of you, I want to just share with everyone is software engineer for your professional work life. Buddhist monk, because we know each other through that meditation practices. Martial artist, a person after my own heart. A black belt in karate, right? And scuba diving is also another one of my passions. And rescue diving, I might want to ask you some more questions about your rescue diving certification because mine was so gnarly, dude. So, anyways, we can table that for part of the whole conversation that we have.
That's for paid sponsors only.
All right. I know who's sponsoring us. Oh my gosh. And it's just such a joy to bring you here to Ninjacorn podcast because when we synced up, I think it was last weekend ago, it just super fascinated me, you having such different roles now in your life, one being a new father. And so I wanted to speak a little bit, maybe we can start there. Um, I don't know if you have anything you want to share first before I ask any formal questions.
Uh, I think you set the stage pretty well. I am somebody who never really expected to be a father, and
I
yet
mean, let's be
now I am
honest, you
one.
didn't want to be a father.
Yes, it's fair to say, and life has funny ways of working out. Like sometimes what you want the most is what life hands you, and sometimes what you don't want the most is what life hands you. Just so you know, you can learn to deal with it.
Mm, yes. Okay. So maybe walk me through this process of like who you were before being a dad and now being a dad, because I'm sure your life looks very different before.
Yeah. So I had my life set up, running pretty well, and I embodied this careless bachelor slash spiritual monk,
Rico
and
Suave driving his Fast and Furious car, just enjoying the good life like this.
pretty much. And I'm actually happy to report that that did not stop. But yeah, like imagine like somebody with a carefree mindset and just living their own life. What life is what they want it to be, and if it doesn't go their way, they're the only person in the universe. So whatever comes up, they will deal with it as a one person, and they move on. And so I got a partner because I remember that was one of those when life gave me exactly what I wanted. I remember I was hanging out with my sister, and I turned to her and I say, completely out of context, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm ready for a girlfriend.
Uh-huh. What did she
And
say?
then
She's like, uh-oh, big trouble.
she probably says something like, "Okay, but finish your vegetables first."
Okay. Yes, okay, like a good sister.
No, she said, that's nice. But then turns out I actually did happen to find somebody amazing, uh, who is my now partner
Yeah.
and who is now the mother of my child.
Oh.
And and we both did not want kids. Like that was really early on in the relationship. We discussed this. We said we both don't want kids. We want to continue just being us, just going on adventures, not having to work. She did want a dog, so I remember
Okay.
she gave me an ultimatum of, you know what, I'm a package deal with me and my dog. Actually, the dog in question turned out to continue to live with her family. So she said, but however, if we're still dating 2 years from now, I want a dog.
Okay.
And take it or leave it. If you don't want one, there's the door. So I was just getting used to the idea of what am I gonna do with a dog. Oh my god, the
Oh
dog
my
sitting that we
God.
had. like you need to feed them.
It's a responsibility. I mean, let's
It's
be
a res-
honest. This is the reality of the spiritual path that we walk, right? Because when there's responsibility, it takes a certain amount of energy, focus, attention, time. I get
it
it. I understand.
does. And so, yeah, I feel like when I say I had my lab set up to support that pretty well, is that's what I mean. Like I had all the structures pointing towards my preferred choice of them pointing towards. And it didn't really include any additional responsibilities of feeding a dog or taking them on walks. So and I was totally fine and very happy that way. Like I would look at dog owners and I'm like, oh, you poor thing.
But you know what, Jin? I can relate because so many of your friends, are dog lovers and dog owners. So they asked me, when are you going to get your dog? I was like, no. I go, no dogs, no fur babies, and all I have is a husband, and that's enough for me. Like enough. Definitely no kids. Yes.
I can totally relate to that. Like it's great when it's somebody else's dog, right? You pet them, oh my god, how cute, and then you hand it back.
Yep.
You're like, oh, this the puppy just shat on the carpet. Well, guess what? It's not mine. But
Right.
anyways, yeah, okay, great. I'm so glad we're able to connect on that. And then so the next chapter is fast forward 2 years. There's no dog inside. However, there's a child.
How did that
So we
happen?
did. So I'm happy to report we did not get a dog. We did end up having a child, and it's interesting because until this day I think we were impeccable with our contraception, and so this was not supposed to happen, and yet it did. So one might even say it's a miracle baby. It's actually the part of the reason why we were like, okay, you know what? Against all odds, this being took the millimeter of chance, fought through whatever they had to fight through, and arrived. And
Yeah.
so, at this point, who are we to just discard?
And the conversation that you had with your partner was this conversation like
No, this was the side of the conversation she was having with me. While I was looking up how much does it cost to raise a child in California, and I was like, okay, so if I give you half of that right now, can I walk away and change my name? So
you
like
said
that's how. Yeah. So
that?
that's this is to illustrate how far I started from and
Yes.
arrived to the point of,
Yeah.
okay, you know what? I do have wonderful daughters.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Uh I guess we decided that maybe this is the right thing. Maybe not the way we see it, or maybe not the way that it fits into our worldview. And maybe we'll have to reconfigure so many things. And maybe we have to break the very idea of who we think we are, like from carefree bachelor to responsible father. It's quite a big shift, and fortunately I had 9 months to go through that.
Oh, yeah. Lucky.
uh, but then yeah, I remember I was even amongst my peers listening to a dharma talk, a meditation talk, and so the teacher at the time was saying that sometimes you have to take what you hold dearest and get rid of it. Like you have your favorite slice of pie, and sometimes you will offer it to somebody else because that is life. There's the only constant is change, right? And so maybe it is part of the way that
Oh,
I'm meant to change or evolve or put on a new persona.
yes. Oh, Jen, okay, you make me think of also this underlying theme of selflessness, right? This pie that you're like, oh, it's mine, the last piece, mine kind of thing. And in our spiritual practices of Buddhism, right? All these inner underlying workings of selflessness, right? Generosity, and all these things that move us through, transform us, on this path of awakening. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on to Ninjacorn podcast is because parenting and parenthood is for some people a real thing, in their spiritual path and practice. For some, it's not, right? And so I love that you're sharing your perspective. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's definitely so. I guess all this past couple of minutes of talking is to illustrate that this is a new color on me.
So where was pregnancy, like during the labor, was that difficult for you? Because sure, everything was brand new, you didn't know, or did you feel like maybe the first few months, the maternity leave and all that stuff, bonding, mom and baby, was that newer? Like, what was the shockers for you?
Honestly,
You don't have to be crass
after
about anything, but I'm just
no, no,
saying.
no. After having been through all this, I do have a whole new level of appreciation towards like the female body as such. Like what I witnessed is the miracle of life and making it and popping it out. And wow.
Oh, oh,
And that's a perspective I never had before.
oh,
Uh and yeah, I mean the pregnancy itself had its own challenges.
yeah.
Somehow I managed to glide through the school system and my schooling and education without having to really learn about hormones. But let me tell you, they're real.
Oh, my husband started to learn that much more. He's like, dang, what is going on? Okay, how did you finally come out of your I don't know, dare I say, ignorance of hormones? How did you come to the realization they're real?
No, I like if somebody asks me, are they real? I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you're happy. That's what happens after runnies.
Okay,
That's what
okay, yeah.
happens when you get chores done. But like none of the baby making and the pregnancy and the mood swings and then the
Yeah,
postpartum.
yeah, yeah.
Like, I was aware of hormones on a basic level
Oh, okay.
of you take MDMA, you burn your happiness hormones. And I'm like, okay, great. This I can coast with this knowledge. Say no to MDMA.
I got you. You got the rudimentary understanding of hormones. Got it, got it. And then,
Everything I needed to know so far.
yes.
And then, as the pregnancy progressed and like for example, we were able to tell for sure if she's pregnant based on hormones. Because we weren't even sure. We weren't even sure if it's a viable pregnancy, etc., etc. So my partner had to get tested for a period of time regularly to make sure
Mhm.
that the pregnancy hormones are progressing as they should.
Ah, right.
At
Yes.
one point, they were progressing so hard they thought we're having twins.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. Do they run in your or her family?
No,
Oh,
I don't think so,
okay.
but
Ooh, goosebumps.
I know, right? Uh, and so just me supporting her through the process had to do a lot with understanding.
Mm.
They're real. They affect your mood. They affect your way of thinking. They like it's such a big part
Mm.
of I guess this is gonna sound so dumb, but it's such a big part of a woman's outlook on life. Like I feel like I'm not allowed to
Oh,
say it
that's
because
very
I
good.
don't have the pregnancy or maternity or etc. hormones. But yeah, I think that it's a new way of understanding.
Wow. So what's your wise wisdom you would want to share to any potential new fathers, first time listening to this, that you can give them some pro tips on?
Uh I say just roll with it. And that's I guess that's where your meditation practice and mindfulness comes in.
Oh yeah.
Like I think there's actual statistics that let's look this up after because this might be part of like a TikTok video, Facebook article, etc. One of those internet wisdoms. But I think I do see why. I think I read somewhere that the most breakups happen during a pregnancy or right after birth.
Oh.
And I cannot help but think that yeah, like when the hormones are raging the most is when all fathers to be uh or all new fathers need to basically have a very even and equanimous mind.
Mm. And did you bring in, I'm curious, did you bring in any like your martial arts training to just really like sometimes feel like the hormones you're sparring with them, but you're like, not.
Uh no, I think instead of an advanced black belt, I would like to offer the image of a capybara.
Okay.
Right?
Oh,
Like, there's some water coming from all directions, there's a river raging, and a capybara just stands there and chills.
chills the F out. Mm.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's what you obtained. You obtained the sit-up power of the capybara.
That's what I aspire to. That's I guess that's my be like a capybara. I think that's the teaching of the day.
I love that. I think I'm going to name that for our podcasting.
Okay,
Be like a
sounds great.
capybara.
But
Okay.
like
Hmm.
that's the image I would describe it as. And
Yeah.
and you know, there's gonna be so many phases and ranges of emotions and even things that seem completely unreasonable. Like there's this wave of wanting to nest. Like as I learned, nesting is real. When mothers to be want to make sure that the child arrives to the best possible circumstances, and it can. I don't even know if there's a medical time frame for that, but it's a real thing. Um, and it might seem way premature or way over the line. It's just be a capybara. She wants to nest. God bless. It's gonna be better for the child in the long run. Maybe you'll end up with a couple of extra pieces of clothes, which we did. Uh, maybe you'll end up with a bunch of drawer space you're never gonna utilize. Uh, but it's all about she needs to make sure that the child arrives to the right circumstances.
And how you kind of being her partner were supporting that environment to be able to be conducive to be set up for your baby, right?
Right, because like a pregnant woman might not want to build a crib or the dresser or even bring those Amazon packages in from the porch as they should not.
So that's what you helped with. And did you ever any moment go like, babe, maybe we don't need this?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh,
Like
okay, curious.
that's why I cannot confidently say that I have mastered the teachings of the capybara.
Oh,
I can confidently say that I tried.
okay, yes, okay. A for effort, A for effort.
Yeah, because like even part of my pre-fatherhood life, and even now, like I feel like I live a somewhat minimalist lifestyle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I actually don't have a lot of stuff, and I spend a lot of time, energy, effort on getting rid of stuff. Has this
Really?
been used? Yeah, has this been used the past 6 months? No, out.
Yeah, very, very, you're very streamlined with your things. I totally get it. I totally get that. Oh, okay. So it just felt like the nesting phase felt like a lot of stuff coming in that,
Yeah,
uh,
and I think it's normal to think about having a child like, okay, let's buy this now because we might need it later. And then I would offer the opinion of then when we need it, we will drive to a 24/7 Walgreens and buy it. But maybe that's not good enough for a nesting mother.
yeah, yes. So how did the communication and compromise get navigated through that? Is it like you kind of took a back seat and you're like, okay, just let her run?
Yeah, it was one of those first times when my partner arrived in my life, and so she's Filipino, and turns out Christmas is a big deal for Filipinos, and they start putting up their Christmas decor in September,
Oh
which
my
is like
gosh.
unheard of for me. And she also enjoys making the house a home,
Yeah.
and which can sometimes be difficult for somebody who's coming from a mindset of let's only have the bare essentials.
Yeah, like a monk.
Yeah, and So I guess the same thing applies. I told her on our first Christmas. The same thing applies for getting ready for a child, which is I would look her in the eyes and I would say, Jesus has taken the wheel, which means okay, you do you, run wild. I will push through it and see you on the other side of this. When it's time to take down the Christmas decor, when it's time to donate the smallest baby clothes because she's growing, etc. I'm like, okay, that's my mantra. That's my capybara mantra of Jesus has taken the wheel.
Jesus is taking the wheel. I love it. I love it. Okay. So then how was the transition coming home with the baby, and learning all the kind of the feeding, sleeping, not sleeping, diaper changing?
Yeah, that was hard. Okay, so we were in an incredibly lucky situation of that we both had time off, paid time off from
Right.
our works. So the
Thank-
first couple of months we were able to both support, plus my mom was here.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of support overall. And it was definitely needed. It was definitely an adjustment period of,
Yeah.
yeah, the baby only sleeps 2.5 hour increments at a time and needs to be fed, needs to be changed in between. And the mom just gave birth. So she's obviously tired, exhausted,
And healing.
recovering, healing. So a lot of those duties will fall on the father. I also gained a lot of respect for single mothers in the process
Oh
because I'm
my.
like, I don't know. I don't know how a single person would do this alone.
Or do it with multiple kids.
Yeah.
Big shout out to all the single parents out there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, so can you maybe share one or two lessons that you came away with from that time period that was absolutely challenging? And I hear that, and I don't think you would be the first one to say that. My little bit of background with babies is when I did volunteer work in China,
Mhm.
and this was with the babies in the orphanages. And
Mhm.
at that time when I went back there, because it's been a while ago, it was when they had the one child policy. So the majority
Mhm.
of the babies in the orphanages, unfortunately, were girls because the families wanted to keep the boys in order to pass on the family name. So the girls were there, and I would just super connect with these babies. But yeah, like me and another volunteer, we ended up having the responsibility of one baby, and some of them have medical issues. You have to give them medication and kind of care for them in the middle of the night, right? And prep them for this and that. And I mean, the other volunteer was another female. We joked we were a lesbian couple because we try to have to tag team and both of us had to do bath time. I mean, we're like, how do parents do this by themselves? You know, it was crazy.
Yep.
So what were maybe one, two lessons you can share, that you learned or gained from that time?
I think one is just preparation. Like, just be aware it's going to be crunch time. It's
Oh,
going to be one of those times when you will need to burn a lot of your time, effort, energy, to keep that being alive and to help support the mother.
yeah. Whoa. Were you like so exhausted?
Yes, we both were. Um, and I
Eh,
think that's even the advice I was talking to a couple months before birth. I was talking to a guy my age, father of two, and he said that first couple of months you're not gonna sleep. That's it. Just prepare for that. But also he was so nice. He offered some more advice. He said newborns are more resilient than we think. Like just make sure their basic needs are met. Uh, they're fed, they're changed, they're bathed every now and then. They have clean clothes. They're good. Like even
okay,
if
yeah.
even if they get like not so serious sickness or
Yeah.
like people say we actually, so it's been she was born November. She's 5-ish months now.
Yeah. They're so
We never dropped
beautiful.
her once yet, but I keep hearing that you're bound to drop the baby, and turns out they're fine, or
Oh
at
gosh.
least that's what my parents told me after dropping me repeatedly. No, just kidding, just kidding. I'm like, oh, that would make so much sense. Uh, but
Jin.
you hear these.
No, but you're absolutely right. It is this. I think this is a beautiful teaching in some ways, right? Where it's like you bring this new life that's very fragile, right? And the
Mm.
fragility has also a lot of purity. It has a lot of innocence. But it is crazy to see how resilient they can be. They are so resilient. You're like, what is going on? It's like two. I think it has a very tantric aspect to it in that sense, pure fragile, like resilient, like I'm going to live my life.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. Like I can absolutely relate, and I think you're totally right. Because I remember the first time we brought her home from the hospital, I was driving like I need to go on eggshells. Like, oh my God, she's in the car seat, she's fragile, she's the first time here. This is the worst time to crash. Let's make sure like super defensive driving, smooth throttles, smooth braking, etc. Um, and then turns out my daughter does enjoy the opposite of that too.
She likes the bumpy ride. She likes the
She
curvy
likes the
thing.
sharp turns, yeah, the bumpy rides. She likes being aggressively rugged.
You can see that on her face, and she's very joyous when it's happening.
Yeah, yeah, she can even fall asleep to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I that's one of the funny things, and that's where it comes in that I actually did not need to drop all the accessories of the bachelor life. I do have a two-seater car, and since there's no back seat row, it's apparently legal. I should look this up too, but based on my initial 10-15 minutes research, I do think it's legal to put a baby seat on the passenger seat as
Hmm.
long as the airbag is disabled if
Yes,
you don't have a back row.
correct, correct. And I think you have to position the baby seat a specific way, right? So
I
it's
mean,
also safe.
it has to be facing backwards always.
Correct, correct. Yes, yes.
But when all that's done, she does love taking rides in my two-seater.
Oh, I love that.
So she started like we related to her as this super fragile, pure innocent thing that we needed to protect and be so careful
Yeah.
of. And then fast forward 3 months later, she's like, "Wee."
Okay, okay. Any other lessons in the kind of initial stages of learning that you can recall or reflect on first couple months?
I So we prepped. My partner made me watch a bunch of parenting YouTube videos. Uh,
Good.
in retrospect, that was the right thing. Um,
Really? Ah,
yeah, a lot of them were very useful.
good, good, good. Like, give me examples of what was useful.
And so that's why I wanted to preface my sentence with that, because I am not so wise because of myself. I am so wise because I went on YouTube. But they said, the child is gonna cry. Like there's so many things that could be going wrong, or how they could experience discomfort in the physical or non-physical reality that they're in.
Mhm.
And so your job is to make sure that their the basic physical needs are met. They're fed, they're changed, they're clothed, they're cleaned.
Mhm.
uh, and when that's done, just accept that there might not be anything else you can do. Maybe
Oh,
they just need to, like, at that point they might just need to cry it out. They might just need
oh,
to learn to wake up from a nightmare. Like, you cannot be in their dream protecting them from evil beings at all times. Like,
was that
they're
hard?
basic. uh Interestingly, not for me, no.
Oh,
It's hard for the mom. Like, when the baby's getting shots, mandatory shots, the mom has me go there, and then I would look at the baby and be like, this is gonna hurt initially and a little bit less after, and then we're gonna be okay.
oh,
And then I keep eye contact the whole time. They give her the shot. She's upset. She's in pain. And I'm like, it's gonna hurt and then it's gonna be okay.
but the mom can't see that because it
No,
really it pulls her so deep.
no.
Oh,
These are the parts where I'm I'm telling her it's hard, but it's gonna be okay.
oh. Which I love that you say it like that, Jim, because I feel like that's highlighting, the role of you as a father and the role of your partner as a mom. And I'm not trying, I don't want to like traditionalize anything or make it like a socially conditioned thing because I don't feel like those roles have to be a certain way at all. I feel like they can be fluid, but I just loving that representation you're giving, which is this, I feel like as a way of talking about it, the masculine sense. I feel like you can be firm, you're connected, present with her, and you're like, I'm here, I'm protecting you, you're safe, right? And in her, it's, I know, I'm sorry, kind of thing like that, right? And then the mom over here, is like feeling the harsh things, like, I cannot, she's probably like the Tara goddess in the world, hearing the cries of the world, and she just can't.
Yeah, because I feel like if a parent accepts early on that there's gonna be, sadness, hurt, disappointment. Somebody famous said life is suffering, right? Um, like there's gonna be suffering, and then it's gonna be okay.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Jen. That's so pretty. Beautiful. Yeah, any other things that you wanted to share on that piece or anything that I didn't ask that you want to share?
Not from the top of my head. Maybe I'll feel inspired as the conversation goes on and I remember things.
Okay. 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 And now I guess today being officially a dad for 5 months, going on 6 months in your new job description. What
Still crazy to hear that. Every time I hear that,
really?
wow, who would have thought?
Yeah. What does it feel like today for you with that? And what do you maybe see for yourself moving forward down the line?
Oh, this is a very good question because I remember in the beginning stages of pregnancy, I was talking to another dad on the spiritual path, and they said, I did not want kids either, and yet I ended up with a few. And for the first one, he said he remembers the child being a couple months old, and he's sitting by the crib, and the child is crying, and all he could think about is, oh my God, how much was I preparing for the opposite of this? How much did I not want this in life?
Uh-huh.
And then he said it all changed for him about 1 year in when the child started to talk. So I think there might be a very important distinction of from what point can a mom connect to their child versus a dad. Like I didn't
Mhm.
carry that child in my body for 9 months. I didn't give birth. I didn't breastfeed. And so now 5 months in, I'm starting to feel uh more of a connection with my daughter.
Uh-huh.
When she's aware more and more of the physical, and she looks at me and smiles, and I'm like, oh my God, maybe she knows who I am. Haha.
Oh,
But then it always turns out she just likes my high contrast shirts. So no, I do. No, just kidding. I do think she likes us.
of course. She knows your dad. Yeah. Oh, that's
So
beautiful. Yeah, and I actually don't think you're wrong. I think you're actually probably very, very right, and not the first person to say that is when the baby does start interacting with you and is more physical, this bond and this relationship can absolutely grow even more. And that's really cool. And I'm
and yeah, and I think that's the stages where we're at right now. Like when you make a certain sound, and then they pay attention, or like you lean real close to their face, and then they start laughing, or so like when you start seeing that, yeah, we're having a grasp on somewhat of a similar reality where we can connect
That's right.
is when well, definitely for that other spiritual person and for myself, that's how the connection builds.
Yes. Yes. I'm curious. I mean, this might be an edgy topic, genders, talking about that because I was just talking about my past volunteer work with the babies, and it was very clear gender differences. And this was in a different country, right, with different rules and all this stuff like that. And being here in the States, what a blessing to be born here, being either a girl or a boy, and or they, them, or trans or whatever it is, right? And I just wonder, for your perspective on your spiritual practice, was there any, preference or thing of like having a girl versus having a boy kid? Should I ask the question? Should I not? Are you going to get in trouble?
You totally should. This is fantastic. Um, and this is not something we're secretive about. So I think we did not have a strong preference. Like all we wanted was a healthy baby, and that's what we got.
Oh,
And however,
perfect answer, by the way. Perfect answer.
and I wasn't even, I don't have notes, so this is all from
Yeah.
memory. Uh, Nobody's true. However, we did have a gender reveal.
Uh-huh.
And so, you're supposed to dress up blue if you think it's going to be a boy. You're supposed to dress up if you think it's going to be a girl. And so I did happen to buy a full pink suit just a month before. I
Random.
was going to, well, no, I knew I was going to go to a wedding like 6 months later where they said, the color scheme is pastels. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, great. Then I'm so doing pink.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was very happy about it. I got the suit tailored. And then the gender reveal comes. And it's actually, okay, here. I'm going to share the whole story because why not? So I sometimes go see an
Yeah.
astrologist, either one of
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
Sure.
one of those. Uh,
Yeah.
about the upcoming year or
Sure.
years. I'm like, okay, based on my birth chart and the next year's charts,
What
what do you think is going to happen? And so, interestingly, the we weren't even pregnant yet. We were like 1 month away from getting pregnant, and this person told me, I was asking about my personal relationship, me and my partner, and this person told me that for the next year, the year after, he sees uh a male female connection that is as strong as it could possibly be. And
Okay.
I'm like, okay, great. That's a pretty good sign for my relationship. Because I identify as a male, she identifies as a female. Fantastic. Um, but then when I learned that we're pregnant, we were sure we're keeping it. And we're getting to a gender reveal. It clicked. I'm like, no, it might not be my partner. I think I'm a girl dad, and that's gonna be the male female connection that's as strong as it can be.
Whoa, you got that? You got that like psychically hit, intuitively felt that in your gut?
Uh, I had a feeling. And so I wore that's when I decided the pink suit I bought for the wedding, I'm gonna go ahead and wear it a little bit sooner for the gender reveal. And then, sure enough, it was a girl. Which is a pretty funny story by itself, the gender reveal, because we had two sources of truth. So we asked the nurses and the doctors, do not tell us the gender, we want to have a gender reveal. And so one of the appointments, they slide us an envelope that's supposed to hold the gender. They also give us access to a website that will have all my partner's charts and all the baby's charts and even the gender of the baby.
Uh-huh.
And so we did not touch either one of those because we didn't want to know. We wanted it to be a surprise. We're going to pop the balloon and then we're going to be so happy. And so my sister was in charge of
The preparation stuff.
the preparation and blowing up the right balloon.
So she was the only one that knew.
Yeah. And so she opened the envelope, uh, which said it's a boy.
Really?
Yeah. That was a major medical mishap. Somebody was clearly drunk giving those envelopes out. And anyways, huge kudos to my sister because she sat for a moment and she's like, "No, I don't think that's right." And so she went on the website and sees that it's a girl. So we have conflicting information. She has
Oh, no.
conflicting information,
Yeah.
and then she tells us, "Yo, you guys, I'm not gonna tell you which one is which, but like the website and the piece of paper are contradicting each other."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what now?
On the day of the gender reveal, it's a Sunday. No doctors are in office. We couldn't ask anybody, so
It
we
was
had to make
on
a judgment call.
Sunday?
Yeah, we had to make a judgment call of, okay, do we believe the piece of paper or do we believe the website?
Oh my
And
God.
so
Yeah.
the day of, couple hours before, she's like ready to blow up the balloon. Which one is she blowing up? And I guess we realized on the website there's a lesser chance for human error, so we went with that. Gender reveal, we popped the balloon, pink confetti everywhere. I was so happy I even jumped uh in my pink suit. There's a video somewhere on Instagram, I think. um And then, however, we told everybody attending that we're not 100% sure. We're going to email them the final result when we get a hold of a doctor.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Wait, so what was your partner wearing? Because she had to wear a certain color, blue or pink, depending on what she thought, or no, she didn't wear a color at all. Like for the
She was wearing blue. I think, actually, I don't remember if her preference was a boy or if I was so strong pink that she was like, you know what, then somebody needs to be blue.
uh-huh.
I
Oh,
know
okay.
I know her dad really wanted a boy. Like we did have at least one person in the family with a strong preference.
Really?
Yeah, because he has two daughters.
Oh, and no boy.
Mm.
I see, I see. Right. And your family, you have brothers and sisters, so it's kind of like,
Yeah, plus I truly did not have a preference.
oh, beautiful, beautiful. And then did your partner have a preference besides her
I would have to
dad?
I would have to ask her, maybe a slight preference towards a boy because they say girls are closer to their dads and boys are closer to their moms.
Yeah,
And so
they
just
do say
because of
that.
that,
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
because of that, maybe she has slight preference towards a boy. And that's okay because when the child is big enough, we will get her a male Dachshund.
A male what?
Oh, one of those wiener dogs, a Dachshund.
Oh, those dasher, the little long.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that can be a boy, and then it all works out.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, so you have okay, good. You're mixing in all the genders. I love it. I love it.
It all works out.
So for you, what does it mean to be a girl dad? Because that is like a social media meme kind of hashtag thing to say, right? I feel that's where it comes from. I don't know if it came from before then.
You know, I will I will have to see. I will let you know in like 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
Because for now, I think it's pretty much the same. Just take care of them, love them, and watch them grow.
Okay. So it sounds like we'll definitely need to have a follow-up episode, like later on down the road when the developmental stages change and maybe school, dating, then maybe the girl dad stuff will come. What's the face
Oh
here
yeah.
when I said dating?
I
You're gonna
I
kill them, whoever dates them.
no, I so my partner keeps telling me that I should be really careful with how I treat her because she will learn that as a pattern of how women deserve to be treated.
Very true.
Um, and so I'm gonna try my best.
Oh, nice.
And also like, if she runs off and chooses shitheads, um, then A, we didn't do something right, or B, she's genuinely attracted to shitheads, and then we're just gonna have to put up with that.
Okay, you're having a lot of I love that. But I think you're definitely right in what you're saying. I just recently the other day heard on I think I saw on Instagram Reese Witherspoon, the actress, was getting interviewed on Dax Shepard's little podcast. I forget the name of his podcasting, but she just like looked him in the and she's like, whatever you do as a girl dad, she's like, whatever you say, whatever, however you behave with your daughters, she's like, it's so imperative of how they will grow up and the relationships they will form, right? And kudos to Dax. He was like, I recognize that. And so he's like, when they come to me and they have something to say, I'm looking them in the eyeballs. I'm being very present with them. I demonstrate the behaviors that I want, how they to be loved, respected, honored, all this stuff like that, supported to be in the future relationships too. So I love that you know that already. Good, good, good.
I'm being told already.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So, I mean, any last thoughts on the parenting subject before we kind of switch off on that?
No, thank you. I think
Okay.
we can move on.
Okay. Any other topics that you want to talk about off the top of your head? You get first pick. Otherwise, I'll pick something.
Please pick something. I really I guess one might say I came unprepared. I'm just here to share my story.
I love it. I love it. And thank you for coming just as you are because I love the spontaneity. That's what I think makes it so fun and joyful.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, I think, a little bit about your rescue diving certification.
Hmm.
And Any thoughts on that? Because for me, I remember one, it being so challenging that I literally thought about giving up, halfway through because my rescue diver instructor was really tough
Mm,
to the point where I was like, did I just sign up to get verbally, emotionally abused? Joking, not
mm.
joking, because they were so like drill sergeant, like, intense. But I think one thought was like, wait, what did I get myself into? Because to jump from open water certification to advanced, it was more happy vibes, with the water.
Yeah, like can you name some fish or
Right.
like?
And then rescue diver, I think for me, a big lesson or perspective or state of mind that changed was, okay, it's no longer about me, it's about everyone else, which felt very like this spiritual path, and being of service, right? And how to do that. But even though I'm being aware of everyone else while I'm underwater, I have to be so aware of myself because I have to keep myself safe first. That was so interesting.
Yeah, my rescue training was harder than the ones before as well. But
Yeah,
I think, well, I also did it with an instructor that I never worked before. And
right.
so there was definitely no bullshitting around. Like it had to be for real. And yeah, they said early on that the rescue diver is a point when you're not just diving for yourself. You're there because you're capable, and in case shit hits the fan, you can do something.
Yes.
And you should be able to. So I feel like it's actually very, my personal opinion is it's a very beneficial to do the rescue level with somebody like a drill sergeant, because if you manage to do it with them, it's for real.
No, you're totally, I totally agree because after all that horrendous, challenging, uh, intense, stressful situations, I did come away feeling like, all right, all right, bitches, bring it on. It's like,
Pretty much. And then you did your dive masters too, right?
yes, recently. Yes.
How was that compared to the rescue?
Great question because my rescue, like you said, was so difficult and challenging with a drill sergeant that was like down to the penny. Like, give you an example, a couple examples on my rescue diving certification training. One day, we're on the boat, we were in between dives, and we're having surface time. I see my instructor whispering to the other instructor on the boat because it was just me and my instructor that were doing the rescue diving. Everyone else was like open ocean diving, general stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, but I'm seeing this kind of whisper go down, and that was like what really had all my heightened awareness because my instructor was very shisty like that. And I'm like, what's going down? Something's going to go down. I could just feel it. And next thing you know, both of them just all of a sudden fall off the boat. Like they pretended like they fainted or something, and
oh
then
yeah.
and I have to go rescue them, right? So part of rescue diving is how do you keep yourself safe while you manage the situation, right? Provide what is necessary to until you absolutely have no choice to then get into the water. So from the boat, I'm shouting, I'm giving directions, right? Have them focus on me, and then I throw the life ring out, right? And the what is it? There's two of them kind of spread out, and the one of them that grabbed it, he just like grabbed it, and we are able to pull them in. I was like, okay, that was easy. Oh, thank goodness. I throw it again to my instructor, and this is my instructor, and like the ring hits right here on the water, and she just like flicks it away, and I'm like, God damn it, like
Yeah, not gonna make it easy for you.
now. So I had to get in the water, and as I was getting in the water, assessing the situation, if they're going to be, the panic diver, how do I address that? Luckily, they didn't give me too much of a problem, and then I was able to tow them in. But then the next scene was on the same boat. My instructor's walking towards me, and her mouth is kind of full, like a chipmunk, and she's like chewing something, and then she's kind of wobbly. I was like, "What's going on?" And then she comes really close to me, and then she spits, and she pretends throws up on the side of my face with this red like juice and chunks of stuff that I thought was throw up. And I have a strong sense of smell, so I was like, hold my breath because I was going to then puke if I smelled throw up. But what she had done was she had red Gatorade and chewed up fruit, and she spit it, and then she like she puked, and then she fainted, and I had then performed CPR and talked to the boat captain, blah blah blah. But I was like, really? Did you have to go to that extreme? But it was like
I
that.
love I didn't have to do any of it, but I love that. That's actually, you know what, that might be borderline crazy, but also might just be a fantastic instructor.
She actually she I totally give her a lot of kudos and respect. Shout out to them. This was done in Bocas, an island off of Panama.
Mm,
Focus Dive Center, actually. And yeah, so based on kind of those scenarios that I was with my instructor, just always having to have my eye on a swivel. We would be underwater, supposedly diving. Next thing you know, she's stripping her gear and her BCDs. Like one arm is out the BCD. I was like, what the heck is going on? So I had to swim up to her and I'm like, stop. And I'm like putting her gear together as we're swimming. I was like, who does this stuff underwater? But apparently we do. And it was a lot of fun, and I do love the skills building on that. But long story short, to get back to my dive master certification, I am weird like this, where I love to challenge myself. I chose to do it in a different country, in Japan specifically, and in a very condensed, short amount of time. So I did all my online learning beforehand. So when I went out there, I was just doing all the pool, ocean, water skills demonstration or assisting, right? And I never had any relationship with any of these people before or the course
mm,
instructor. So I was a little bit nervous about that. And this is where the shout out goes to the kudos, the power of our spiritual practices from our lineage and our school, because it I couldn't have survived it without having that martial arts awareness attention, be able to pull my power up like on a power trip. Things feel scary and well, like, I don't know if I can do it. Like, fuck that. Let's lock it in and let's go. Do the best you can and just be as impeccable as possible. So, despite how challenging it was, I also feel like I completely thrived in that environment because I had my training from all of the years of our practices. Kind of like when you and I do security with our martial arts, just the awareness, the tension, how we have to be prepared, do our homework and present our best self, and then we just surrender to what else happens and what goes down and how we can just, meet that situation. So that was very much the case. And I'm really grateful that after it all completed, the course director really gave me a lot of kudos. And if you can only imagine from a Japanese instructor, Japanese kudos doesn't come very often or frequent. So I recognize that he very much saw like the power, the impeccability that I brought from my practice. He didn't know about my practices, from our path and lineage, but he's like, oh, she got something. And there was like another intern instructor that was a female, and he kept talking to her in front of me. It's like, you need to pay attention to what she's doing because she is an amazing student. She's like acing all these things, and look how she's prepared and this, that, and other. And every time the course director would throw something on my plate, as you know how that is with our teachers when we were in our practice, they just throw things in to just see if we can throw a wrench in our little, path. And it's like, pause, okay, pivot, and then you just go, right? That was very much kind of like the course director vibe in the morning. She's like, so you got to do this and this and this. Are you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And then that night, he'll be like, okay, you got to prepare this, 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 like draw a map. And tomorrow you're going to do a deep dive and you're going to assist on this. I'm like, okay, got it. And I would do my homework, review videos, online or on YouTube. And so it was such a testament of how this path and practice works in the real life. And I think
oh
that's
yeah,
what I love so much about our Buddhist practices and the lineage of this path is, I mean, everyone can have judgments and comments and opinions about it, but at the end of the day, like, it works. It's like, have that martial arts awareness, do your practice consistently, be disciplined, morning and night, meditate, get a freaking job, you know what I mean? Get your life together, pay your bills, blah, 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 don't be a slob, blah, blah, blah. And all those nuanced practices, I see how it's still used today. And I'm so grateful for that, you know? Yeah.
yeah, I totally agree. There's been so many areas where I wouldn't even realize how the skills translate.
Yeah. Can you give some examples of like spiritual practices has empowered not only maybe professional work, personal, relationship life?
Yes. So I feel like there's two big aspects of where it truly shines. One is day to day life. Like, are you able to go to a grocery store and walk out with a similar state of mind that you went in? Um, are you able to stay focused on your Costco run, right? Because they're out to get you. Everything in that Costco will try to distract you from, you know, getting the one box of croissants that you went in there.
Honestly, I can't do Costco. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I can't do Costco. It's so much.
So yeah, I guess yes. And that is to show that yeah, you're probably not alone with that. And the there's a bunch of tools that can help if you happen to ever find yourself in a Costco.
Okay, please share.
Oh, well, it's so as a martial artist, you will have the attention and the focus of just making sure you want to get the box of croissant, you know where it is, you're gonna get it, you're gonna do self checkout, and you're gonna get out of there as fast as you can.
Uh-huh. Okay,
And
it's like a very warrior's mindset. I totally get that. I totally get that. Warrior shopping is what I call it.
yeah, 100%. And it can totally be differentiated from shopping. When you go to a Costco for the experience, like I let's see what's new. I'm following this guy on YouTube that shares the deals of the month at Costco.
Oh
What if
my
I
God.
find something on top? Well, not me personally, but like I know people who are.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
And let's just check that out. And then oh wait, but then we need this. Or wow, the dog food is on sale. And then one might argue you don't even have a dog, but you're like, but I can sell it on Facebook Marketplace to somebody who does.
Oh
Like,
my gosh,
or
dude, that's crazy. But you know
they
what?
come.
That sounds like my brother. Honestly, he's like, I'm gonna go to Costco. I'm like, why? What do you need? He's like, oh no, I just want to check out some stuff. I was like,
See,
don't
you
do
get
it.
you can even if you play your cards right, you can get a free lunch with all the samples.
Yeah, but
Like
you always come out minimum $100 out of your pocket, minimum.
yeah, I think you know what I actually unless I'm warrior shopping, I made my peace with that. It is what it is.
It is.
Um, Well, anyways, yeah, there's the warrior shopping, and maybe you should tell me more about that. But yeah, when you're focused, you're not gonna let them drain your energy. You're not there to pick up the state of mind that most people are in there in, and you're just gonna get your box of croissant. You're not even gonna look anybody in the eye. You're gonna look at hands.
Are you serious? You do
Like
that? You do that?
no, no, but you can go extremes with this.
Oh,
I'm just
right, right,
like
right.
I actually do love. I do enjoy interacting with people. I do love all the jokes, the smiles. Like
Oh,
the other day, my partner went and got some pretty cool clothes. There was a bra with some design, and then she had to leave, so I go in the checkout line, and when I hand the cashier the bra, I just tell her, I had to get this. I love the way it looks on me. Nothing.
oh,
Not even a smile. Anyway, but like I love these moments of, or like actually, this was just yesterday. We were in Costco, funny enough, and then they're advertising their water delivery. And then I'm pushing a cart with one of their Costco packs of water, and they're like, "Would you be interested in Costco water delivery?" And then I go, "No, thank you. I deliver my own water." Like I love these interactions. I'm actually
oh, I see. I see. So
cracks
these
me up.
interactions bring out your one-liners, if you will,
Yeah,
No, but
yeah,
that's
but
okay,
also,
Jim.
oh,
I really, really respect that. I really respect that because something I have to say, this very subtle superpower that I've gained from this spiritual practice and path is I've become so much funnier. Oh my gosh. When I look back, I was like way too serious. And I would say, and I was talking to this with my
hard
husband,
to imagine.
huh?
Hard to imagine, actually.
I think not only was I way too maybe serious, I was more, I think, shy. And so I feel like everything that I was feeling or wanting to express inwardly, I didn't have the ability to. I didn't feel like I could. And I was talking this with my husband the other day. I was like, babe, I think I wasn't that funny in the beginning. I think you were funnier in this relationship. I go, but now that's not the case. And it's so funny because I'll do something funny, spontaneous or something like that, act something out, and then he'll take that and copy it like for the rest of the week and keep doing it, doing. I was like, that's not funny anymore, dude. You already did it 5 times.
No, but that's how you know you did well. That's how you know it's so good he wants to copy it. But
It's
yeah, so I guess the bottom line of the Costco run is with the spiritual path, you have a decision of, do you want to go in there, be absolutely hardcore about it and conserve a lot of your energy? And there's ways and tools for that. Or, you know, are you okay with the interactions? Are you
correct.
okay with going for the deals? Like, as long as you know what you're getting into, right? And I think
Totally.
that's the choice is what it gives you. Because
No,
I might be
well said.
interacting with all these people. I might even be, affected or feeling a little bit low energy after a Costco run of looking at cheap dog food and then talking to all the sample vendors. But then I know, and then I will maybe go do a couple of laps of run around the block.
Right, 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 right. No, well
So,
said, Jen. Well said, because how I explain that interaction kind of thing, which is highlights like the difference between my husband and myself, is I say the phrase I like to use with my husband as like he's like a golden retriever dog. He likes to sniff people's butts. He's just like tail wagging. He's like, "Can I sniff your butt?" So if he's in Costco, he's happy. Interact with the vendors, the people that are shopping. I'm like anybody. But it's also the same as we walk around the neighborhood. He's like, "Oh, there's a neighbor." I was like, "You don't even know that person." I gotta go talk to them. Why? Like, but
yeah.
that's his vibe. And he gets so much energy from that. I call that extroverted extrovert, right? Where she just doubles down. I'm more like an extroverted introvert. So I can definitely be social like this, no problem, right? Go visit my friends. But then I definitely want my own time, right? And my introverted piece. And so I'll circle back a little bit because you mentioned you're like, oh, I'm really curious about warrior shopping. Very similar to what you're talking about with your Costco runs. Warrior shopping, the way I like to call it, is it's just I have a mission, as a warrior, because I super resonate with that template or that caretaking personality, right? Is the warrior. So it's like, okay, what's my mission? Okay, the mission is I need to go to Target and I need to do these things on my list, right? Pre-make the list. I go in, I follow the list. I'm not looking around. I go directly to the areas I need to go, and then I, either self checkout or check out with the person, and then I leave. And that for me is like warrior shopping. It's like I'm on a mission, right? And that's just how it is. But then when it's a little off mission times, like, oh, I'm gonna go down the shampoo conditioner aisle and I want to just sniff a whole bunch of different smells and then we'll see, right? And then yeah, that can get you in trouble, but it's not that bad.
But again, as long as you know, you're like, you know
Yeah.
what? I want to smell those shampoos and conditioners.
Yeah, and I want to highlight something you said is the key thing is choice, right? When we recognize the choices we have, that's so empowering. I think that's the piece, to not forget, wherever you guys are out there listening, on whatever spiritual path that you're on, there's no right or wrong way. There's so many pathways up to the top of the mountain. It's just what are you choosing? Which one are you choosing to take? And just make sure you take it all the way so you can get to the summit and enjoy the views. That's how I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the other aspect. So this was one of the, spiritual practice affect your everyday life because you're going to be blessed with choices. You're going to be blessed with tools. And it might help you have an easier experience on planet Earth. But so the other aspect I feel like is when there's a power up, when there's something to be achieved, when there's a dive master exam to do, um,
Yeah.
when there's a black belt test, when there's a
Yeah.
job interview.
Ooh,
And and so I feel like everybody has their own tools of dealing with it. Or maybe some people don't and they just show up and I really hope it works out for them. But I feel like being on the spiritual path for a hot moment has given me a few tools to deal with that.
Yeah. What would you say are some go-to ones for you?
Oh, the samurai mindset. I guess samurai is another theme of the day. Samurais and capybaras. That's our title. Samurais and
Okay.
capybaras.
Okay. Yes.
Um, and so you know how samurais before the battle, the day before, the night before, they would sit and imagine all the possible ways they could die in battle the next day. And they're going to meditate on it. They're going to meditate on death and they're going to make peace with it. And so next day when it's time to go to battle, their mind is clear. They might go there and stay alive. They might go there and be defeated, and it's okay. They
Mm,
have made peace with it.
yes.
So that's a pretty good one. Again, impeccability and attention is always helpful.
Please share your definition of what impeccability means to you, because I have my definition. I'd love to hear yours.
Oh, it's doing the best you can with the tools you have available. So
Yes.
uh, you might not be as prepared as somebody else because they had a lot more time, or they've been practicing a certain art for a lot longer. But given your time, effort, energy, that you put into something, you're gonna give that your best,
Correct.
and then you have done an impeccable job.
Correct. And if I can also clarify the obvious as you're talking about this, it's doing your best in whatever moment, whatever environment that is in that moment. And then it could be a different moment, a different scenario, and then still also then bring your best, what that might look like. And I think of it to make it maybe just dumb it down a little bit for everyone who is listening is like, maybe I only got, 3 hours of sleep last night because I didn't sleep that well. But then today is my interview, I still bring my best, right? And show up, dress nice, and prepare myself and go in and do my thing. But it can be a different thing where, and that's what it felt like on the Dive Master, actually. I was jet lagged and didn't sleep well. And the next morning at 7 a.m. pickup time, I was like, ooh, so okay, here we go. Just bring my best. Yeah.
Yeah, and now we're freaking everybody out, and they're all thinking about, oh my god, the horrible job interviews or the worst exams
Okay.
or all the black belt tests they failed. But let me offer another example, and I think you were actually there. I once gave a teaching on this when I was asked to be a flower boy at my best friend's wedding.
I
Were
was
you
there.
there? Am I remembering wrong? Well,
Keep going.
great. And I was asked to be a flower boy, which is something I've never done before. And all I knew is how much I love this best friend. And no matter what, I'm gonna give it my
Yeah.
best. And so I spent months speaking the perfect song. I had the luxury of time. And so I had the
Uh-huh.
luxury of, and conscious as I was listening to music, it was in the back of my mind of, ooh, would this work for the flower boy performance? Um
Wait, and
and
can I also ask, like, what were maybe some fears as you were going in, or worries or concerns as you were going into this job, figuring out this flower boy role?
I haven't done anything like this before. So obviously it's the fear of the unknown.
Okay.
Uh it's also like the, oh my god, am I gonna be so much worse than professional flower boys? But then after a quick googling, don't Google
Professional one?
it. No, just do not Google professional flower boys. You might end up in a pit of the internet you don't want to be in.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, dude.
and
Keep going.
but like some fears is like how does everybody else do it in the immediate comparison? The what if what if they don't like it? What if my co-flower boy is not gonna learn the dance? What if we run out of flowers before the performance ends? Uh, like there's
Um,
definitely fears involved,
I
but
see. Because it was very, very performance like for you in this role.
yeah,
Oh.
yes, 100%. And however, this is an example. This is why I wanted to bring it up because a lot of times job interviews or scuba exams black belt tests, people are dreading that. They're like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad I'm over it."
Desperate.
I went there. I was able to bring my power up. I got the thing. I didn't get the thing, and then I'm just glad it's over.
Totally.
Versus the flower performance, it was such a joyful occasion for me. Like I actually had to think hard about these hindrances or fears or setbacks that were like all the things in my mind that could possibly be going wrong. Because at that time, I didn't have any of that. I was just in a state of I want to do my absolute best and it's gonna be okay. And so I prepared. Uh, took my time to pick the song. Took my time to plan the choreography. Took my time to video it in slow mo capable, so they can my co-flower boy a continent away can play it back and learn it. I even put the moves in a spreadsheet of okay, every 4 bars of music, this is what we're doing. Um,
Wait, is our flower boy supposed to do a dance? I don't know this.
no, okay, so normally on weddings, there's flower girls that
Yeah,
hint
it's like,
flower petals before the bride comes in.
yeah.
And so uh there's three of us best friends. And I guess now it's a tradition that when one of us gets married, the other two, instead of flower girls, they do a flower boy performance.
Oh, so this is just kind of this very specific traditional friend ritual that got brought up.
Yeah.
I
Well,
see, I see, I see.
and this is the time when it got first introduced, so I haven't done it before.
Okay, and what did the spreadsheet look like again? What did that have?
Come again?
What was the spreadsheet that you put together?
Oh, the spreadsheet was like, okay, for every 4 bars of music, this is the move we're doing.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's, I guess, when somebody's wondering what's impeccable preparation,
yeah.
I would point their attention to that.
Yeah, lots and lots of detail. Lots and lots of
Yeah,
detail.
100%. And
Uh-huh.
that was the impeccable preparation and the level of focus and attention, but it was not out of fear or out of I need to get this black belt, or it was just purely out of love. And so that's
Mm.
why it was such a joyful experience the whole way. And even right before, I remember, you do get the jitters, you do get nervous right before you're
You
standing
did?
there standing there in your best suit with the pink fanny pack hidden. But the first move is that you unbutton your suit and reveal yourself, and your co-flower boy does the same. But so right before that, we knew when we're coming in because, like, the groom walks down the aisle and then the ring bearer walks down the aisle. So we knew. And I remember I told my co-flower boy that no matter what happens next, this is gonna be an expression of how much we love the groom.
Of course. Of course. And the final piece on that it makes me think of is have you heard of the Gong Show? That was this thing that Rama, Dr. Frederick Lentz, our root guru, would do with his students to kind of keep things lively and fun. Have you heard of the Gong Show aspect of that?
Vaguely, yes.
What I know of, because I was not able to participate in it, right? I think I was an observer of like a little snippet of it. Is essentially Rama wanted his students to come up. It was like a talent show mixed in with like a comedy show. And students would bring their talents, whether it was musical, martial arts, maybe it was some kind of like skit, right? Or a comedy riff thing, dance off, who knows? And it was really just to be able to off gas, sometimes the seriousness and the intensity of the focus of the practice to be like, hey, everyone chill out. Like you can still have a good time, everyone here is so talented. And I say that here on the Ninjacorn podcast because it is my dream. I spoke of this to one of your friends, Sambava, that I've also had on my Ninjacorn podcast. It would be such a dream of mine for us younger generations of the lineage to come together and do a gong show, right? Just for shits and giggles of entertainment for each other, for each other.
Hmm?
And I was also very specific. I was like, I don't know about the older generation. We'll have to decide who gets VIP access, but I definitely want us younger group, like there could be karaoke. I mean, you can do a whole flower boy.
No. Maybe not that time. I'll be I'll be very happy to be a judge.
A judge, dude.
Oh my god, that's actually such a funny story from my meditation group. We once went to the island of Bonaire, and
Yeah.
then last night of a dive trip, we had a party,
Okay.
and everybody was in charge of different stations so that people
Yeah.
would have fun.
Yeah.
Like, we recently learned about the bardos and the bardo beings. So there was like Pictionary or Draw the Bardo Being or
See?
etc. And yeah, stuff like that. And I remember I was given just a one word instruction. It's a gin limbo. And so, I got a speaker. I had people hold the limbo bar. I think I even had got like a piece of wood to hold the other end. I don't remember. And then I came up with arbitrary rules and turned it basically into a drinking game of, the loser team. It's gonna be 4 points, and then the loser team has to take shots unless they want to go double or nothing for a dance off against the first team.
Oh my
And then
gosh. Oh my gosh. So you judge that as the
no,
limbo?
and so I wanted to get impartial judges, and so there were these very reserved and serious meditation mates just chilling by the pool in the darkness. And I walked over to them and I asked, "Yo, we're about to do dance offs. Do you guys want to be judges?
Judges?
Do you guys want to be judging?" And they said, "Oh yeah, we've been judging." They did not end up being the official judges, but that was so funny. That was a great time.
You want to be the judge. You're hilarious. I mean, were you the final official judge? Who was the final official
No.
person? Oh,
Oh, we found somebody else.
oh, I got it. Oh, that sounds like fun. But I would love to. That's one of my dreams. I would love to do something like that, which I guess doesn't need to be a gong show. It should just be a big fat party where we have games and stations and we bring all of our different weird talents or things we're passionate about that we want to do, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely so much like talent and passion and skills, and we don't even know about it.
Like some of them are musicians or I mean, I would love to just open that door, once. I'd be so curious. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. But thank you so much for this time today. I'm so,
Oh,
so,
thank
so
you. My
grateful.
pleasure.
Yes. And is there like any last words or wisdoms you want to share with everyone out there?
Ooh, I should have prepared for this one.
It can be spontaneous. Just feel into your heart.
Yeah, I guess if anybody's going through what I've been through with fatherhood and with certain challenges and with learning how to deal with Costco, uh, Churchill said that if you're walking through hell, keep walking, which I would rephrase in a much happier way of, you know, just keep on going and keep doing the things you do.
Yeah.
There's the practice. It's there to help you.
It is. And can I add to that piece? I would say,
Oh my God,
yeah,
please.
yes, keep doing the practice and don't forget to look up and see and feel the light that is just so filled in this world. It's absolutely there. So, and thank you for being a brother of light on this path with me. I appreciate you, Jen.
Thank you so much, Ekajali. This was such a pleasure.